Yes, sir. I can try, sir. Try my best.
Good. And other module as well, reading, writing. What about the other module and other module preparation?
Sir, is going on. I
Okay.
think
Have you improved?
Sir,
Like
reading is another time. It's a little bit hard to yes, because there are many courses in a short time, and now I practice many tested. And I think very easily I will solve in a few time, short time.
okay, best carry on. I think carry
Sir,
on. You can.
Sir, we did only first module of book 10's book about reading. So I think we need time about it because reading module is very tough.
No, it
And
is not very tough. You need some strategy, technique, and you have to try yourself. Then you can do the
yes, sir.
very
But when we
very
are reading a module, that time we are found various new vocabulary. That's very hard to remember and at a time.
Oh, don't worry regarding vocabulary because IELTS reading they use some complicated vocabulary. What you need to learn the word by practicing again and again. And once you know the technique, and it will help you to answer all sort of questions. You don't need to worry about it. It is not a matter of worry. It's matter of practice. It needs practice more and more. I think you can do better.
Yes, sir. We are hopeful about it.
Okay, is not a IELTS is not a parts of worry because IELTS is a language test. Once you know the strategy, all sort of a strategy, all sort of thing, and I think you can do better in the IELTS preparations, and better for the IELTS candidate to know some strategy, how to save your time, how to get a good score. This is very important thing. For example, we are practicing speaking module, and we must know in speaking what strategy we need to follow. This is very important thing for us, the strategy we need to follow. Then you can do better. I think this is not the matter of very worried for us. Shall we start our classes now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Already 10 participants joined.
Okay, you have to start, and I like to know some feedback from previous class. In the previous class, we were discussing some small topic as we know, IELTS speaking module, there are 3 parts. In the first part, examiner will ask the candidate some short question like your name, you are from, your food you like most, your hometown. And in second part, examiner will ask the candidate will give candidate some cue card, and we have to plan to speak over the cue card, and in 1 minute, in 2 minutes we have to explain. And there is some third part, there is some extra question we have to answer. So we know overall thing about speaking. Do we know about overall thing of speaking?
Yes, sir. We know about the 3 modules, but I don't know when know about all things. But we are know about 3 modules. First module is the introduction part, second module is cue card, and third module about the second depend on second module.
No, first module is not the introduction part. First module is about some question will be asked by the examiner, some common question you like, dislike, food, education. Some common question will be asked by the examiner. You have to answer.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
I like to ask some question regarding your homework. Homework
Yes, sir.
was given like hometown. I
Hometown.
think
Yes,
Right.
sir.
you prepared yourself. I like to
Yes, sir.
listen from one after one. Then we will correct your mistake. Mr. Faridujaman can start to talk over some hometown.
Okay, sir.
Sir, our homework is about hometown.
Hometown.
Yes.
Yes.
Hometown
Hometown.
and a cue card We
Yes.
were
Cue
discussing
Sorry, sir.
hometown.
Maybe I made mistake.
No, your hometown two work. One subject you like most.
One is and
That
a
was the
book you study, a book
book
you
you
read.
study. Book you
Yes,
read.
sir.
It was the cue card, and short topic is hometown.
Hometown.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I like to start from Faridujaman asking question about hometown. Please, Faridujaman, could you please tell me about
Yes,
your hometown?
Thank you, giving me interesting topics. According to the topics, my hometown. I would like to say something about my hometown. Well, the name of my hometown is Barishal. It is located south part of Bangladesh, nearby Kitonkhora River. There are 1,078 square kilometer area, and 23 lakh 7,071 people living here. There are so many rivers, and everywhere is greeny. So it's a very charming and beautiful place.
Thank you. Why is your hometown famous for?
My hometown famous for a sweet betel leaf, sweet hot plum, sweet guava, and so on. There were many men of marks was born, like Sherebangla A.K. Fazlul Haq was a man of Barishal, Jibananand Das, Sufia Kamal, Kusum Kumari Das, Kamini Rai, Sector Commander Major Jalil, and Dr. Kamal Hossain. And there are many historical places like BM College, Durga Sagar, Trish Godown, Gutia Complex. You know, Gutia Complex is the third beautiful place in Asia. And
Thank
so
you.
on.
Thank you, Mr. Faridujaman. Could you please explain about the common transport, common traffic in your hometown?
There are common transport system in my hometown is buses, launches, and also air transport is convenient to us. If anybody anywhere want to come in our hometown, he can easily come in our hometown in very cheapest cost, because launches and buses transport system is very cheapest in our country.
Thank you, Mr. Faridujaman. I like to ask some question about Shaheen Alam. Shaheen Alam.
Firstly, I am sorry, I have not well prepared about it, because due to VPN problem, I didn't into Facebook, and I thought that
Okay.
Can I say, sir?
topic is only
Okay.
cue card.
Okay,
So that's
Shakil
why-
Ahmed. Cue
Yes,
card
sir.
we will discuss. We will discuss cue card later. First,
Okay,
we
sir.
are discussing about Shakil Ahmed.
Okay.
Please, could you please
Yes, sir.
explain about the city you live in? Explain about the city you live in.
Thank you, sir, for giving me a wonderful topic. Now, I would like to talk about my city where I live. I live in Savar. It is located in near Dhaka district and about 30 kilometers far. And our Savar is famous for many things. Among these things, National Memorial, BKSP, Jahangirnagar University, EPZ, and dairy farm are very popular place in Bangladesh. Well, now I talk about National Memorial. National Memorial is one of the most beautiful place to visit. In early morning,
Okay,
National
thank you. Thank you. That's enough. What are the famous city or mega city in your country? Could you please explain about this?
Sir,
Could you
mega
please
ci-
explain? Could you please explain about the famous city or mega city in your country?
Sir, the famous city is Puran Dhaka Nazira Bazar.
Okay.
I thought it is famous
Why?
for many foods and many historical places.
Okay, thank you. It is famous for food and historical places.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me some history of your town, of your hometown that you are talking about, Dhaka city? Can you please tell me about the history of your hometown?
Well, in Dhaka, Dhaka is the first place where Pakistani soldiers attacked in our liberation war 1971, and people of Dhaka University student and Dhaka Medical College students are joined the liberation war at first.
Okay, thank you.
They-
Are you Mr. Shakil Bijoy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know about IELTS speaking module?
Yes, sir. You told it.
I have mentioned
Yes, sir.
in the previous classes. Or if
Yes,
you have
sir.
some question, if you don't know well, I will explain later. Now I like to move to other participant. Shakil Ahmed, please.
Yes, sir.
How are you, Mr.
Sir,
Shakil Ahmed?
Sir,
How are you?
how was my
I am
presentation?
fine, sir.
Yeah, your presentation is not bad. It's good, but you have to improve a little bit by
Okay, sir.
practicing more and more. Shakil Ahmed, how are you? And good evening.
I am good, sir. Good evening. And you, sir?
I'm fine. So, okay. Are you from Cox's Bazar?
Yes, sir. Now I am in
Okay.
campus.
Can you tell me about Cox's Bazar?
Yes, Cox's Bazar. Thank you for give me a chance. Cox's Bazar is the world's longest. Cox's Bazar is world's Cox's Bazar is a city of under the division of Chittagong. It's has it is an important tourist place. It has world's longest sea beach, and it's a beautiful and nice place.
Why Cox's Bazar is famous for?
Cox's Bazar is famous for its longest sea beach. It's world's longest sea beach, and here is different kinds of island.
What are the tourist attraction are there in Cox's Bazar? I mean, in your city.
The most attracting place is the sea beach, and different kinds of hill, and different kinds of deep. The sea beach is the most attractive for tourists.
Thank you, Mr. Shakil. I will come to next. Now I like to move to other person, BM Alamin. Hello, BM Alamin. BM Alamin, are you listening to me? Mahmoud Hassan, Mr. Mahmoud Hassan. I like to interrupt Mr. Mahmoud Hassan, Marja and Marjana Akhtar. Are you listening to me, Marjana? Marjana,
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
What's your name?
My
Hello.
name is BM Alamin, sir.
So first of all, I like to talk with BM Alamin. How are you, BM Alamin? Are you okay?
Yes, sir. I'm well. How are you,
Where
sir?
are you? I'm fine. Where are you from?
I'm from Boishal Division, sir.
Burishal. Is it your hometown?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So could you please tell me about your hometown? That means you are from Barishal. Tell me about Barishal. Why it is famous for? What thing do you
Uh,
have in your hometown?
Sir, okay. Boishal Division. Boishal city is 10 kilometers from my village.
Yes.
My hometown is very famous
Mhm.
because many famous people were born here. A.K. Fazlul Rahman, Supriya Kamal, Shukanta Bhattacharya.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mo-
Thank you. Thank you. How many
Moreover,
people? How many people are there in your hometown? And what are their occupation?
maximum 80% people is occasion sir, agriculture.
80% people, you can say 80% people are farmer, and or you can
Yes,
say
sir.
80% people survive their life by doing agriculture. And or you mentioned, I asked you how many population are there in your hometown. You can say there are 1 million population. We don't say 1 lakh, 2 lakh. 1 lakh, 2 lakh is mentioned that 100,000, 200,000.
Uh,
Or please explain how many people are there in your hometown? What are the
2 lakh,
most people's occupation?
uh, one 1 lakh
Not 1
30
lakh. This is
maybe,
not
sir.
called 1 lakh. 1 lakh is not called in English. You can say 100,000, 120,000,
100,000
120,000 people.
to 30,000, sir. Maybe.
130,000
Sure.
people are in your hometown, and you can say the most people are farmers. Okay, what are the
Yes, sir.
common crop? What are the common crop people grow in Boishal? Crop mean paddy or other crop. You know the crop means. What are the common crop people grow in Borishal district or Borishal town? Crop.
Sorry, sir. This
Crop. Do you know the crop mean paddy or other crop
I
people grow?
I crop
Crop.
means
Crop.
crop.
Crop mean the paddy, sometime white, sometimes some sort of crop people grow in Borishal. Okay,
Uh,
we would talk you later. We would talk you later. Now I like to go to the other person. This Marjana Akhtar. Hello, Marjana Akhtar.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Are you from Bangladesh currently?
Sorry?
Where are you from now?
Oh, I'm from England.
England. So I have to say good afternoon, isn't it? Is it good afternoon in England?
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Okay. So let's talk about the city you live in. Do you live in England's London city or other city? What is it? Which city are you currently living?
I lived in England, but I'm from Bangladesh, Sylhet. Can I talk about
Excuse me.
Can I talk about Sylhet?
No, I ask you currently the city you live in. Currently, which city you live in?
Birmingham.
So can you tell me about Birmingham?
Yes.
Tell me about Birmingham.
Yeah, I lived in Birmingham. So it's a second city of the England, second capital city of England. So there are so many offices located our area, and also college, university, popular universities, and also there's so many restaurant called Ladypool Road. So they have so many restaurants, popular restaurants. So many people come there for different cities for it, and also there is so many
Okay. Okay. What do the most people do in Birmingham? I mean what are the most people occupation in Birmingham city?
If I can say, there's lots of occupations, and there's a lots of people like they're different, they have a different job opportunity. So most I can say there is engineer and architecture.
Architecture. Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been living in Birmingham?
I have been lived there for 3 years.
Okay, 3 years you have been. What thing you have found very interesting in the city? What thing you found very interesting in Birmingham city?
Well, I found there is so many lake I saw. So there's also so many boats and the lake and so many ducks and so on. So there's so many lakes. So I just like most of them, So I like just lakes.
Are there some places to travel, like tourist attraction place to travel, like park, some hillside in Birmingham? Are there some places?
Yes. Yeah, there is a very beautiful place next to my house. It's take just 5 minutes away to go there, and there's a very big a park. So there's also a mansion, very old mansion. So it's look very nice, but I didn't went inside there. But in the outside, from the outside, it's look very nice, and I really like to go there, visit there every time. So most in the summer, I went there every morning, every single morning.
In England, which city are very famous to travel according to your experience?
Okay, so if I can say, there is so many places in England. So also I can say England is the England. So there is so many things like to visit.
England is a country. We are talking about.
I'm in London. Sorry, I'm in London city, and Scotland and Ireland. So in Scotland, there's so many hills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever traveled to London city, or what have you enjoyed over there?
Yeah, I went 4 years ago actually. So and I ride the thing London Eye. So I ride that, and it's like it was very far away, like very high. So I ride there, and I enjoy it to ride it.
Have you ever visited London Museum?
No, I haven't.
Okay, thank you. Now I would like to move other participant. Now I like to ask some question to the participant name. Reza Hai, Mr. Reza Hai.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me,
sir? Yeah, good evening, Mr. Raja Hai. Where are you from?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. Where are you from?
I am from Bangladesh.
What's your hometown name?
Yes, well, I am from Khulna city, but now I have been staying in Dhaka since 3 years due to my job.
Okay, Mr. Raja, why is your hometown, I mean, Khulna is famous for?
Well, usually most of the people of country, they know that the Khulna is the famous for forest. Locally we call it Sundarban.
Okay, it's famous for Sundarban. Are there any mosque, ancient or traditional mosques like the Khan Jahan Ali? Are there any mosque of Khan Jahan Ali in Khulna?
Yes, of course. There is a famous mosque. We locally call it the 60 gumbos, means is the 60 tombs.
Yes, domes, 60 domes mosque.
Yes, dome mosque. It's located in the Bagarhat. It's far away from the Khulna city, about 20 kilometers.
Do foreign tourists come to Sundarban to travel?
Yes, I didn't get you, sir. What?
Do foreign tourists, that means the tourists from other country, England, Canada, come to travel?
Yes, though, sir. I will give the answer. Though I am the person of Khulna, but I went to visit once only in the Sundarban about last year. So when I went to the Sundarban for visiting, I found more people from the foreign country like Korea, Japan, and some from the China. I found these three countries people they came to visit the Sundarban. That's all, sir. But
okay, how do you differentiate between Dhaka city and Khulna city?
Really, sir, I can explain about you. I can explain to you about the Khulna city. The Khulna city is the really more peace than the Dhaka city, and the less crowded than the Dhaka city. And there's very beautiful town also, Khulna city.
Okay, thank you. I like to come to you next. I like to go to the other person. Sonia, I like to interrupt Sonia Miguel from Portugal. Sonia Miguel. Sonia, I like to ask you some question.
Okay, teacher.
How are you?
Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm good, teacher. And you?
Okay, and is it evening in your country or afternoon?
Yeah, I'm living in the UK.
Oh, so good afternoon. How are you? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you? Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So can I ask you some question about your hometown you live in?
Yeah, yes. It's my hometown.
Yeah, your hometown, that means your Portugal hometown, your country hometown.
Portugal is my city to hometown. Is my country is Africa. My hometown is my original hometown. Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, is Angola.
Can you tell me about your hometown that you mentioned your hometown name?
Yeah, my hometown is Angola, and it is famous for gold, petrol, and other stuff. And because of all of that, resulted in a war. And the capital
you mean it is famous for gold, isn't it? Gold?
Yes, yeah, gold, yeah, yes.
Okay, gold. Thank you. So,
Gold.
are there any tourist attraction place in your hometown?
Yes, 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 yeah. Yeah,
What are they?
the beach,
What are
the museu, 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 teacher, sorry. It's my
okay?
English.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
How many people are there in your hometown? I mean, the town you mentioned. How many people there are?
Yeah, in the people is three mil, 3,000, 7, yeah,
3,000.
yeah, wherever.
3,000. So okay. Are there any industry like some industrial zone in your hometown?
Yes, teacher.
What the most people do? What the most people do in your hometown?
Yeah, it is this work
Yes,
in the work in the
in office.
wedding
So
office. Yeah, yes, office.
office, school, college.
Yeah, college. Yeah, school, college. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Currently, which city do you live in? Do you live in London City?
London. Yeah, Manchester. In the
Manchester. Okay,
I
it's
live
good
in
place.
Manchester. Yeah.
Can you tell me about Manchester City?
Yeah, it's the Manchester. I'm. It's Manchester is very good. It is.
Okay, good. Is okay.
Yeah.
So, what are there in Manchester? What do you enjoy in Manchester? You can mention some places you like most in Manchester.
It work. It the.
What place? What place you like in Manchester? Restaurant, park? Are there any restaurant, park you like most in Manchester?
Is center. Is center. Is in Piccadilly Center.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, thank you, Sonia. I will come to later. Now I like to go to the other person, and the person is
okay.
like the
Thank you, teacher.
Jinaat. Jinaat,
Thank you.
hello, are you listening to me, Jinaat?
Okay.
Good evening. Are you from Pakistan right now?
No, I'm living in London.
So good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. By the grace of Allah. So Jinaat, do you like to talk with me about your hometown?
Should I tell you about the Pakistan city?
Yeah, Pakistan.
Okay. I live in Pakistan city, Rawalpindi, and I spent almost 25 years there. And there's such a beautiful city, and it's a very commercial and industrial area. And there's so many shopping centers and so many other things there. There are so many other people live there and different cultures and different backgrounds, and that's it.
Okay. In Rawalpindi, how far Rawalpindi from Islamabad?
Yeah, it's like maybe 30-45 minutes, or Islamabad is the capital of Pakistan, as you know, and Islamabad is so different from the Rawalpindi because Rawalpindi is so crowd area, but Islamabad is like a peaceful area, like gardening and like this type of thing. But on the other side, if we see Rawalpindi, it's like crowdy and a rushy area.
What the most people do in Rawalpindi, and most people
There
occupation
are
in Rawalpindi?
like there are so many different cultures of people, like some are Punjabi, Pashto, and other people. So every person has their own type of job. Like if like people are Punjabi, they if they are educated, like so they have so many offices job like banking and other sort of account. Or if we see the Pashto or Pathan people, they are like mostly they are like labor or these type of.
What are the common tradition people practice in Rawalpindi city? Traditional activity people practice in your hometown?
Sorry, sir, I can't understand your question.
What are the common traditional practice people enjoy, people do in your hometown?
Okay. Like sometimes people enjoy the event actually, or whatever the Eid or something like that. Or mostly people like food, or they enjoy the restaurants and like there's not have much park, but there are some few parks there, so people like to go there and enjoy the food and enjoy the rides like this.
Do you feel proud to be from Lahore or from Rawalpindi?
No, I don't. Sorry, but I don't like Lahore as much as I like Rawalpindi, because Lahore is so. I just give like one time visit. I go there, but I don't like Lahore as much as I like Rawalpindi.
What thing you don't like in Lahore, and what thing you like most in Rawalpindi?
Actually, it's my bad. Like when I go Lahore, it's so hot there, and it's more rushy than Rawalpindi, and people there's so much noise, and I don't like it much. So, to be very honest.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I like to move you next times with the cue card.
Okay.
Now I like to go to the other
Okay,
participants.
sir.
With
Thank
me,
you.
someone, Mr. Tariq. I like to talk with Mr. Tariq. Hello, Mr. Tariq. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where are you from? Where are you from, Mr. Tariq?
I'm from Jodhpur.
Jodhpur. Okay, Mr. Tariq, you're from Jodhpur. So could you please tell me about your hometown? That means you are from Jodhpur. You can have some idea about Jodhpur. Could you please tell me about Jodhpur?
Okay, Jodhpur, that is located on the bank of Padma River, and
Right.
basically it is famous for hilsa fish, and there
Okay.
are
Hill Shafis. Is it your city, your hometown, a river one? That means are there many river in your city?
yeah, there are 5 river in my city: Padma, Meghna, and Dakatia River, and there are more 2 river.
How far your hometown is from Dhaka city? How
It's
far is your hometown?
about 150 kilometers far from Dhaka city.
Okay, 100 kilometer. Can you differentiate? Can you explain something you have in Jodhpur and you don't have in Dhaka city?
And Jodhpur is a calm city, and the nature of Jodhpur is so beautiful. And Dhaka is our capital, so it is also important. And
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Could you please, Mr. Tariq Shuman, which city currently you are living now, Jodhpur or Dhaka?
I'm now living in Jodhpur.
Jodhpur. Okay. How long have you been living in Jodhpur? How long have you been living in Jodhpur?
Since I was born here, but 1 year ago I was Chittagong purpose of
Right.
my study, and for the pandemic I came to my hometown, and I'm staying here for 1 year. Yeah.
Do you think Chittagong is a healthy city?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a healthy city, and less crowded, also less traffic, and it's a planned city of the country of the Bangladesh. So for
Why
the
do you
kids,
why do you think it is healthy city? And you had been over there for a long time. You have some idea about it. Why do you think it is healthy city?
Because you know that Dhaka, that is crowded, and also the weather of Dhaka is so warm, but in the Chittagong the weather is so cool, and because the Bangopsagar is here, and Chittagong is
Bay of,
beside Bay
okay,
of
Bay of
Bengal.
Bengal. Bay of
Yeah.
Bengal. Okay, thank
And
you.
there
So,
are others rivers beside the
okay,
city.
is there any places in Chatpur to travel?
Yeah, there have a train facility and also buses for travel.
Okay, now we like to go our cue cards. Now, before going to cue card, I like to talk some more informations, as we have some idea about IELTS speaking module. We were discussing part 1, part 2, part 3, and how to get good score. We are looking, someone are looking to get 7 score, someone are looking to get 7.5 score, someone are looking to get more score in the part. So to discuss about this, we need to discuss more thing. Thing is that in the last classes we have given a cue card, and the cue card is about a book you like most, a book you read. We can see some sort of cue card in here. Let's have see a cue card. We must note about the cue card, this one. And we need to know some strategy how to speak over the cue card.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I like to move over the cue card. Here we have some cue card like about this, that
Our topic was a book. Which,
a book you like most, a book you like most, and some question, what was the book is.
Yes,
I can have some sort of thing. What was the book is. So let's to practice. Let's start practicing. I think I like to listen from our participant, Mr. Faridul Jaman. Faridul Jaman, did you prepare yourself to talk about the book you study or you like most? Okay, Faridul Jaman, I like to ask you some question regarding this book you like most. Have you prepared yourself? Book you read recently. What was the book you read recently? What was the book? Okay, you have the cue card, please. And you have the cue card. And I like to know some information about cue card. First of all, we need to prepare in 1 minute what you are saying, and including the question you have. The question you have to say what type of book it is or was, who is the writer of the book, what message the book convey, explain what you think or thought about the book. So I like to give some model answer. You can follow me. When you start speaking over the cue card, examiner will give you 1 minute to think. Then you can note down the book name. Some book name you can note down, like a story book or a magazine book. Someone mentioned the book of Islamic book, the book of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And who was the writer of the books? You can mention about the writer name. If you know about some books, the person is the writer of the books. And you also can think that the note message the book can, when you can say some message, some lesson I learned from the books, explain some things. Then you have to explain the thought. You have to think that the thought you think and thought of them. Now I can give an example. Thank you very much for giving me a nice topic. According to topic, I like to talk about a book I read recently. You know, I had been reading many kinds of books, story, English, magazines, so many books. But recently I have read a book. It was the book of the story of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, the Prophet Muhammad was is the person of pioneer for the Muslim nation. And the book named The Idolism of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was written by a Pakistani writer named XYZ Khan. I have collected the book from International Library when I was in Saudi Arabia. And when I visited a library in Saudi Arabia, there were many kinds of books, Islamic book, Quran, Hadith, or other books. And once I have seen the book named The Idolisms of Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I decided to buy the book. What I have learned from the book that how Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam helped people, teach people morality, humanity. It doesn't mean that we support as religion, but the thing of the morality or morality or hospitality have been taught by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam life story. One can learn from the books. I opened some lesson of the books, but a very interesting thing I found in the book that how people were taught to be civilized, to be moral, to be hospitalized. And there is a lesson that people around the world have been created by a creator. We have all right and responsibility. We have to respect other. We have to sympathize other. We have to help others. If a person fell in danger, we have to help the person. The lesson name is that to be real humans. And the lesson have taught me and made me so polite. I could learn many sorts of things to behave with the people, not to show the gratitude to the people. I am not the everything. So I have to follow some, as a human, we have to follow some rules and responsibility. That's all about the topics. Now, you gather idea how to speak. Have you gathered ideas to speak, please?
Yes, sir.
So I like to listen from one after one. Mr. Farid Jaman, you have 1 minute for thinking and you can speak over the topic in 2 minutes. Okay. Are you ready, Mr. Farid Jaman?
Yes, sir. I'm ready, sir.
Please, let's get started, please.
Thank you, honorable teacher, to giving me a chance and giving me interesting topics. This topics is which book is read. Yes, I read a book. It's about studying purpose. And it's written by Mr. M. A. Prince. The book name is Basic Fantastic English. It has many lessons to. It has given many lessons to learn in English, and because I want to develop my English speaking, so that I decide I like it, and I collected from the Nilkhet in Dhaka book markets, and it has given many lessons like how to learn English and what to do. and it has many direction to learn in English, like listen better English at last 30-minute daily. Daily like CNN and BBC, and so on the media, and secondly, speak English world long. At first, language act as you know only one language, and that's English. And thirdly, provided it read at last one page daily, collect at last 30 vocabulary daily, and fourthly, it's write a list one para daily. And it's a direction to how to develop my English language, English speaking language, and so it's when I have learned this book, this book given me many thought about learning English, and it's provide also many lesson. What I read and what I gather many knowledge, like idioms, and how to ask anybody to question like
Thank you,
question.
Thank you for the Jaman. But I like to recommend you to emphasize some sort of mistake you are doing. You know, for cue card, you are given 1 minute for thinking, but major thing is that you have some question and emphasize on the question. Just explain all the question in 2 minutes. And you are doing good, but what you are not doing good, that are the English pronunciation. You have to pronunciation perfectly. You are saying the question, some sort of pronunciation is wrongly you are pronouncing. I like to recommend to pronounce some good pronunciation. Thank you, Mr. For the Jaman. I like to go to the other one. Other one is that Mr. Shakil, please. Shakil, could you please start speaking over the topic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, Shakil Ahmed, sir.
Shakil Ahmed,
Sir,
Shakil Ahmed. Shakil
I am
Ahmed,
Shakil
please.
Bijay.
Shakil Ahmed.
Thank you, sir. Give me a topic according to topic, like about a book which I read recently. I recently read a book whose name was Travel Through the Learn the World, Travel Through Story. It was written by Mr. Aminul Haq. He is a young writer, and it was his first book. The books tells about the world history about 20th century to 19th century, and about the world history, how America discovered, how Second World War happened, and how the England regained the whole world, and this kind of this book is exceptional for this is exceptional for other book because it tells about the history and general knowledge through the story, which can be which could be easily to learn, and it was very easy for remember. The main thought of this book is that the writer's main thought of this thinking. Another book which was published by a different writer, that was the difficult for a student to remember, like general knowledge and history, and it's hard to memorize. But if we learn through the story, it was
Okay,
easy
thank you.
easy for
Thank you, Mr. Shakil. Thank you very much. Now I like to ask other participant, Marjana, please.
Sir, please give me any
Hi.
correction.
Okay, I will talk you. Marjana will speak. Marjana, could you please speak, or have you got the cue card?
Yes, I got it.
So
Yeah.
do you have experience talking over some cue card?
Actually, long time I never read any books, but I read something on YouTube. So can I say explain about this story?
Oh yes, you can.
Okay. So it was it was about money order and poor man. So it's book just I don't know the writer name. So it's they in the story they're trying to say like their old man, his son, he's sending money for his father, but they're not educated. They don't know how to read the letter or anything. They don't know writing. So once once their son, he sent the money, £100, and then they were very happy for the money order. Then they went the main town, so get the money. So the official said, so you have to show your identity card. But the poor man, he never showed his. So most I learned from from this story. So um, uh, uh, education is the most thing for nowadays. So and get talented, get educated is the most thing. So the man, he doesn't know writing, he can't read anything, so he just stuck on it. But everyone says, so when he went to the official
Okay,
say,
okay, Marja, thank you. You can do, you could do well, but I like to recommend to focus some point that the message the book convey. You
Yeah.
mentioned a book name, and you have to mention some message, some lesson you could mention, but explain what do you think or thought of the book. You have to explain some information that I think that the book is very fine and very excellent, because the lesson I learned from the book was very excellent. I could learn this one. This point have to be explained. Mr. Shakil Ahmed, you have missed something. Shakil, are you listening me? Shakil,
Yes, sir.
your mistake was that previously we are talking, you are using same word again and again. This is your mistake, and try to use some new word to get good score. Or secondly, one thing you have to remember, some point better to note down before speaking, that the question, type of book, writer, the message of book, you could mention some message, explain you think or thought, you could answer that. I think the book is very excellent, because first of all this is one. Secondly, just you could arrange, but thing is that to get good score, try to use some new word. Thank you. Now I like to move to the other person, and
Sir,
like
can
to
I say?
please, you can. Are you Shakil?
Yes, sir. I'm Shakil Bija.
Mr. Shakil Bijay, okay, you can speak about topic.
Thank you, sir, for giving a nice topic. According to topic, now I would like to talk about a book which I recently read. I have read many books before, but recently I read a poems book which name was Jibon Sandhi. The writer was Mokarram Shihab, who is my university teacher. He is also our club's convener. Moreover, it is his first published book. I choose to read this book because I love poem more than reading storybook. And further, I used to write poems sometimes. From Jivan Sandhi book, I learned many things about life, love, and success. The first poet name is Nijer Moto Bacha, describe about our own life and how should we lead it. We should take care of our own life and then our family. And another poet is Shopno, which teach me how to build dream and how to make it comes true and practical. And if we want a good life, then we must have a dream. And another poet is Shoishab, which describes about our childhood life, and it also shows our childhood generation and the present people's childhood generation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bijoy. You need to practice more and more because you don't have English fluency. As we know, we need to know English. We need to speak fluently, using vocabulary, correct pronunciation, avoiding grammar. Are 4 skills are very essential. Now I like to move to the Mr. What's the name?
Sir,
Mr. Shakil.
I have a question.
Please ask question.
Sir, I read any writer, the book's name was in Bengali, but when I tell about this book, I tell about the book name in Bengali or
You can tell Bengali, but better to explain. When you say Bengali with the Bijoy Kumar, you can say that mean Bijoy Kumar mean in English. You have to better to speak, translate in English. And you can speak in Bengali any name, any book's name, any part's name, any food's name, but better to explain in that mean in English better. But it can be said in Bengali what any book name or any sort of food name can be spoken in your native language, but better to explain in English. So now I like to ask Mr. What is the name from China? Shakil or
Shahin Alam.
Shahin Alam, please. Shahin Alam, I think you
Okay, sir.
prepared.
Thank you. Yeah, sir, I can try. I don't know. Okay, sir. So thank you, sir, giving me opportunity about this kind of book. How was I did last? Okay. In my life, I read so many books, but today I will talk about a book about a healthy lifestyle that I read about 6 months ago. When I read this book from website, I browse through website, and that time I saw a link about this book. That book name was very eye-catching. That was look younger and life longer. Then I opened the link and it's opened the book. So nowadays we are living the sedentary lifestyle and facing lots of health problems. And its books opened my eyes how to become healthier, and its book were totally about making little change lifestyle. By the reading book, I become to know how your breakfast is the most important of meal of the day, and we should have a healthy and wholesome breakfast and never skip it, because it is boost up our immune system, and it is help us through the go through the day with full energy. And I have never skipped breakfast since I have read the book, and I can do construction about study and work. By this book also I have learned we have shoot at least one seasonal food, and walking in a hour a day is a good as a 1 hour gym. Since then, walking in the morning, it has become my daily routine, and To be honest, firstly, I used to dislike broccoli before reading this book, but after reading this book, uh, I know broccoli is the good source of protein, and it is has
Thank
a
you.
lot of.
Thank you, Mr. Shaheen Alam. Shaheen Alam, I have told you, or I have mentioned that for cue card, arranging cue card, which part you start and which part you talk later. That means arrangement. This is called contending. Arrangement is very important, but you fail to arrange all the point. I recommend you to arrange which point you speak first, which point you speak later. There are 4 points. What was the book? Who was the writer? And the message convey. You can you explain about the message convey, and you have to explain something what you think about this. All point need to be explained clearly in 2 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Shaheen Alam. Now I like to go to the other person. The person name is Jinath from Pakistan. Jinath, please.
Yes, sir.
Do you know about the cue card? Do you have idea about?
Yes, sir.
So can you speak that cue card I have given?
Yeah. Okay, sir. Not yet, but when I was in Pakistan, I read a book. It's a Vampire Diary, and the book writer is J. Smith, and the book is like its book is like a college student, a girl named Alina, and who is lost his parents, and she's very upset. And after that, she meet two brothers, and they both are vampires, and they want to take blood from the people's body to make them as vampire as they are. So this book has so many sessions, but I didn't read all of them. Just few of them I read, and the lesson I learned from that book is like when you are upset and when you are not feeling well, like people take so many advantages from you that time, and people take favor from you. And that time you didn't understand what is going on, but after that, it's been so long when you understand what's going on around you. But the time will be past, and you can't do anything at that time. So it was a very good book, and after that I see so many it's become in series in Netflix, so I watch all the series of that, but still I have to not finish it till now, but I continue watching it till now, but I cannot finish it.
Thank you, Mr. Janath. You could speak well, but for getting good score, I like to recommend you to speak more, to use some more word, new word,
Okay.
as you are using common word. It is good, but if you're looking to get 7 score, 7+ score, I like to recommend to you to use some complicated word.
Okay, sir.
Very
I'll try
helpful
my
for
best.
you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now I like to mop with the other person name. Person name Sonia, please. Sonia, are you prepared to speak about the topic?
Okay, teacher. Yes.
Please, let's get started.
Okay. What type of book it is? Okay. Okay. Teacher, I understand the story. Can you repeat, please, teacher?
Okay, you can see in the screen. In the screen, there is a cue card. The cue card name is a book you read recently.
To read it.
Okay.
Book you read recently.
To read it.
A writer of the book, and what did you read in the book, and why did you like to read the book?
Okay. I like to read many books. At the moment, I'm reading the Bible because I want to learn, teacher. More,
okay.
More about Christ. Christ. Sorry, Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, teacher.
Do you read the English book or your your native language book.
Yes.
Who is the writer of the book? Who is the writer of the book?
Okay.
Who is the writer of the book?
My language.
Yeah, my language Portuguese and English.
Okay, English. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, now I like to ask Mr. Al Amin, BM Al Amin, to speak about the cue card. Al Amin, are you listening to me? Mr. Al Amin, and there is the Mr. Tariq. Hello, Mr. Tariq.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get started to talk. The cue card I have given in the screen. The cue card is the book you read.
Okay, so the book I read last, the name of the book is Chokher Bali, and when
You
I
can
came,
mention, when you mention Chokher Bali, your native
Yeah.
language, you can mention that mean the, in English you can mention that the eyeball or other thing. Eyeball. Okay.
eyeball, and it was written by the Nobel laureate Bengali writer Rabindranath Tagore, and it is a social a novel, and the message of the book is the mind of the man is changeable, and anyone uh, uh, can fall in love in any time, and in anyone. So there's a message. I have no so many preparation about it. I mean,
No problem. No
I
problem.
don't get.
No problem. You can mention the message I read in the books that if you
Mind is changeable. Yeah.
If you read the story like the how to love people, how to love humans. Love means that loving everyone. You have to love your mother, your country, your family members as well. So this is called Patrick Jal. Patrick Jal means love anyone is a fundamental or basic or moral duty for every people. So I think is that the lesson in the book I learned, and I think the book is very fantastic because in today's life we don't love each others very as the human people have to love. We love for something, some selfishness love. So if someone read the book, they can learn the true love. Okay, now I like to ask other person in here, and Mr. Raja, hi. Could you please explain
Yes,
the
sir.
cue card?
Can you hear me, sir?
You can start. You can start the cue card. The
Sir,
book
can you hear me,
read.
sir?
I am hearing you. Yes, I am hearing you.
Okay. Thank you. Because just now I was in trouble about my connection, so I'm asking you about this. Are
No
you hearing or
problem.
not?
No
Okay.
problem. Let's
Anyway,
get started.
okay. Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain about the cue card. According to the topic, I am explaining about a book. The name of book is The Parents, and which is written by Smith. I will explain about the book. The book actually give us the message about a tragical history of parents. So once I read the book, usually I couldn't control my tears. So which I'm going to explain. Once a parents, they had a son, and the son grown up day by day. The parents had a dream that the son will be a good person or a famous person in the world that many people or the all over the people of the world uh, know the sun. But suddenly got and happened with the son, with the parents, son, and that he felt in a disease, so he become sick, and once and end of end the son died, passed away. So the parents was really very sad, and the parents dream was broken. The parents dream broken. So the message says about the dream of parents about a son. So that's
Okay,
what, sir, I
thank
can
you.
explain it.
Thank you. You have better to explain very arranging way to get good score. Now you are okay, but some points you are failed to arrange very fantastically, arrangingly. Focus on this. Now I like to go to the other participants. Participant here, all Mr. Kabir. Could you please talk about the topic, Kabir?
Hello, sir. Are you
Yes,
hearing me?
Kabir. I'm hearing. So, Mr. Kabir, I'd like to ask you some question regarding
Yes, sir.
the Q card. Do you have idea about Q card? How to explain the Q card to get good score?
Yes, sir. I heard it, and I have an idea about Q card, which
Okay.
you mentioned earlier in this class.
So and you earlier we have discussed lots of things about the Q card to get good score. You gather idea. Could you please explain about the Q card today? Today we have given. That means the book you like most, book you read recently.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for giving me an interesting topic to describe about a book which I read last. To be honest, I haven't read any book for a long time. I am not crazy about reading books, but I bought a book a few months ago, near about 6 or 7 months ago. I bought a book named Professional Excel. This book is about Microsoft Excel. As we know that Microsoft Excel or any other spreadsheet program is very important for us, especially for the people who needs analysis the data and who needs to prepare a report. The writer of the book.
Thank you very much. Now let's talk about some more information, important information for all the participants. As today's classes, I have observed some sort of things. Some participants have done mistake in the Q card. That remember, Q card is very important for getting good score. You can answer question in the first part, but in the second and third part, second part is Q card. Very important thing in second part. The time will be given by the examiner to the candidate is 1 minute. In 1 minute, you have to note some point which is given in the Q card. Let's see the Q card. The Q card is a book you read. It has some question like what type of the book. You can mention the type of the books that the book is the story book. Lots of participants today's have mistaken the mentioning the type of the book. So remember, first start speaking the type of the book. As I mentioned, the book I like most, story book. I read more the story book, that means type of the book. And then you can start writer of the books and book story one after one. This is called contenting. Content, that means sequence, point to points. This very important things. Then another thing I found, all majority participant in here. Now you are okay. You are getting to get 6-point score, 6.5 score. But I like to teach you. I like to train you to get 7 score or more than 7 score. What thing you have to note? You have to note that your pronunciation, majority from Bangladesh or from others, majority participants are not habituated to speak correctly. So you have to learn how to speak correctly, correct pronunciation. And some other thing I found that you are using some common word. Is okay to get 6.5 score or 6 score. But if you are looking to get 7+ score, 7.5 score or 8 score, very important thing to use some complicated word, some uncommon word, variety of word using. This is called lexical resource. And thirdly, you are some person are doing grammatical mistake, so try to avoid grammatical mistake. Some other person are not habituated to speak English. I like to recommend to speak English with the person know English well, practice English more and more to do good better. So if you have question, you can ask me regarding the QCAT. If you have some question, you can ask me your question, please. Jinaat, do you have any question?
No, sir, I don't have any question. I can understand you are saying like we have to pronounce word like don't use the common words, like we have to mention some like not common words like span.
Complicated word. So
yeah.
for example, if I talk about the book was very interesting for me, very enthusiastic for me, you can say instead of interested, enthusiastic for me, very optimistic for me, somewhat you can use. For if you look for this is okay, your score is 6.5 or 6 score you are going to get, but I like to train you to get 7+ score, 8 score. For getting 8 score, need to focus in the points. And how can you improve? You can improve by speaking regularly.
Yeah,
for example,
but by reading the books, by reading the English novels books, so where from there we get some new words.
Yes, good. And when you stay in England, you can have some people communication with them, then they follow their what they are using, then you very helpful for you.
Yeah, so it is.
So we have to focus on this. So I think if you have some question, you can ask me. You can ask me regarding the record, or we will go to our homework today.
So I don't have any question.
Other person have any question?
Sir, can I use a UK native English when I speak in English?
Of course, you can use. If you are able to speak British English, very helpful. British in terms of pronunciations. For example, are you Mr. Faridujaman?
Yes, sir, I'm Faridujaman.
Mr. Faridujaman, don't mind. I like to mention your mistakes. You are doing huge mistake for English pronunciations. So because why you are doing, because you are not habituated to listen English news or English sometimes of pronouncing that. You just pronouncing with your Bangladeshi people. You know, our Bangladeshi people speak like our tongues. This is not good. But you need to follow some English people, how they are speaking. Then you can do better. Just follow English people, how to follow. You can listen some English news as well. English, you can read some, you can watch some English movie as well. That's very helpful for you. Gradually,
yes, sir,
you can do better.
Okay, sir.
Any question? Anyone have a question, please?
Sir, I want to ask you something about the first time when you started the class. You took the class for us, the reading section. So now you're taking the class about the speaking.
So I was told by Hassas, by Asan to conduct today's class is speaking. And next session, I will conduct readings. If you have some sort of problem in reading part, you can talk with Mr. Hassan, and I can conduct reading class. No problem. I will conduct.
Sir,
if you face
can I talk, sir? Can I talk to you personally about it?
you can share your problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so now any more question to require from me regarding today's classes? I think
Sir,
I think no.
I don't have
I
enough
think
question about this class today.
other one, any other one. If you didn't understand well, try to ask me question. I will try my best to teach you, my best to make you understand. You can ask me question freely. You have right to ask me question to your mistake point, your weak points. Or I like to go to today's other cue card, and other cue card we like to discuss. Look at here. Here is some question you are seeing. Traffic jam. Are you seeing in the screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is clear.
Yes, sir.
So we will discuss traffic jam. For example, the question is that, do you think feeling about traffic jam very passenger to passenger? Did you understand the question, please?
No, sir. What is this meaning? Passenger to passenger?
Passenger. That means the passenger. We know the passenger. Do you think
Yes,
feeling about traffic jam? Feeling about traffic jam. Very. That means not difference. Difference to passenger. For example, you feel hesitating, but other person don't feel this ones.
Yes.
And
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is very passenger to passenger.
Passenger.
Yes. Generally, it is very.
Generally, very
passenger to passenger.
This is our homework. Traffic jam. Second question: what do you think that? What do you think it is different? What do you think it is different in feeling between the passenger in bus and in private car? What do you think it is different in feeling between the passenger in a bus and in private car?
Sir, I think due to the facilities and feature of bus and private car.
You can explain some sort of thing that regarding the questions. What do you think? And other things. What do you do? What do you do when you fall in a huge traffic jam? You have to explain some sort of information that what do you do? You can listen music. You can do this sort of thing. You have to explain some things. And the other question is that what is your suggestion to remove the short of the problem? So this is short topic. We have to prepare yourself some sort of question I will ask in the next class about the traffic jam. So you must have idea about traffic jam, because every country there are traffic jam. Though in England or other country there are traffic jam, or London city there are traffic jam. You have some idea. I like to ask you to prepare yourself to talk about the topic. And other homework I am giving here is that describe about an important advice in your life. You can see in the cue card.
Yes,
describe an important advice in your life. You should say what is it and who gave you the advice, why it is significant. Explain how you benefited from the advice. So, and as we are talking previous cue card, same thing we do. First of all, we have to note some point. Here there are some questions like the topic name advice. Important advice in your life. You can mention, okay, thank you very much for giving me nice topic. And I had lots of advice were given by my parents, my teacher as well. but the advice you have to mention. What is the advice? You have to mention some advice name, but according to topic, I like to mention an advice that was given my teacher when I was in school. The advice was to be that to get education, to study, to hard, like this. And second point, who gave you? You mentioned your teacher, your parents, or anyone. The third point is why it was significant. Now you have to explain. First of all, it is significant for this one. Secondly, this one. Thirdly, this one. Then last point is the explain why you were benefited from that advice. This is the point you need to explain. You can explain, I have so benefited because I follow the teacher's advice.
Don't have an person.
Teacher advice. Then now I become a teacher. I become a doctor. I could study in UK. By dint of following the advice. So I think you understand the cue card. Did you?
Yes, sir.
So can you prepare yourself to talk in the next class?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Inshallah.
Got it, sir.
So I like to recommend you to look again in the cue card very carefully. And short topic is traffic jam. Cue card is an advice
About advice.
you were given by someone, maybe your teacher, maybe your parents, maybe someone advise you. Just note some point what is the advice, who person name, who have given the advice. And third point, why it is very significant. And fourth point, explain how you benefited. So I expect from all the participants to good mark in the speaking module if you follow my instructions, or you can ask me your problem, something you're facing. Very important thing for us to practice more and more, to speak more and more, and then to get good score.
Okay, sir. Sir.
Okay. Yes.
I request you last class about this cue card slide. You didn't send us.
Or cue card slide mean I have given in the Facebook. What don't you use the Facebook?
I used, but nowadays VPN has a lot of problem. That's why I didn't into the Facebook.
So and the video, if you have the video, or you can ask the video from Hassan Bhai. Hassan Bhai will send you the slide and the video of the class.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir. You can share only the not the video, only the slide.
Slide. Okay, I will try. In your Zoom classes.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, I will try to get, but I will request to do this, no problem. Or if you don't use Facebook, we can send you in your WhatsApp or others. No problem. Okay. Any more question to know from any participant, or we have to end the class in here?
Sir, do you have given any link to improve our pronunciation and get more complicated words?
You can show some classes by Hassan Bhai. There is some pronunciation classes and by conduct the classes, or you can go the link there, the English pronunciation links. YouTube, you can see some English pronunciation, British English pronunciation class. And in YouTube, if you search the English with someone, some pronunciation teacher named English someone, or if you ask Mr. Hassan Bhai, he will better to send you some link to watch some video. That is a very good way.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you provide us some list of vocabularies, some uncommon vocabularies, which we can use in our spoken or speaking English?
Okay. One thing, there is no limitation of vocabulary. English language or every language there's unlimited word. But if you memorize some word, it's not helpful for you. I recommend you just read every day, read some English news, English magazine. Earlier I mentioned the Daily Guardian. It's a big British newspaper. In your mobile phone, in using your mobile phone, smartphone, you can download by the Play Store, the Daily Guardian, which will help you to, if you enter the Daily Guardian app, you can read some word, you can read the news, focus some word you don't know. And this is very good way to learn vocabulary, because know some common word or some memorizing word you need to speak, but important thing to learn every day. If you learn 10 word, uncommon word, very helpful. How to learn 10 word? Just read English, some article, magazine, or English newspaper as well. And I recommend you to read English, the Daily Guardian, and every single day read an article in the Guardians, then focus, identify some vocabulary word you don't know, underline the word, then learn the word. 10 vocabulary enough to learn. How will you learn? Not from memorizing, just for following some English article, English magazine, because you know, English is a language. To learn a language, this is not some a specific word you have to use. Some teacher mentioned that you have to memorize the word, but it's not good to get good score. Some common word we know, common English word we know well, but some uncommon word why we don't know, because we are not habituated to read English news, English magazine, so English newspaper, which contain some uncommon word. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your valuable advice. I will try. I will try.
Okay. I think nobody have a question, or I have to end the classes.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Maybe.
Thank you very much for having with me today. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu